Hi guys, and welcome to new episode of Puppy Up. This is actually third in a row, and I'm so excited to have Kati Cook here. Hey,
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
So good. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to do this.
How's your day been? What were you doing?
I was actually in rehearsals for something really exciting that I'm going to be doing tomorrow, which hopefully you'll be able to know about and hear next week. I can maybe tell you a little bit about it later on.
Yeah, for sure. You can share with us whatever you want. Um, so let's start with your music. How did it start? Like, when was the moment you were like, yes, I want to do this for the rest of my life?
Oh, I knew that I always wanted to sing. So I've been up on stage since I can remember. So I did like school plays and theatre clubs and things like that. I'm a bit of a theatre geek at heart. So I thought that I would go down that route really. I thought I wanted to be kind of um doing shows on Broadway, things like that. I actually have a degree in theatre, which I loved doing, but I think writing and making music and the production of it all is a bit different for me, and it's always been like a passion. But it took me up until a few years ago to finally decide that I wanted to start making it and releasing my own music. I think probably because it's a little bit scary to put your art out there and have people listening to it, but I knew that I had to kind of take the leap. Because I knew that it was always something that I've wanted to do. But yeah, it was probably maybe 2 years ago that I decided I actually really wanted to make and put my music out there. Yeah, I'm so excited to release more, to be honest.
That's amazing. Well, I'm a huge fan. Like, I'm your top listener now. I'm gonna like
No
brag
way.
about it a little because I actually like love it because you're everything I love about music in one person. Like, I love some fun pop music that I can dance to. I've always been a sad girl music kind of girl, but recently I've just been loving the pop and like bopping my head and stuff. So your songs I honestly on repeat right now. I don't think I'm listening to something else right now. Like everything. And especially like In My Fault, like this song is just so amazing. And maybe can you tell us the story behind it and what inspired the song?
Yeah, of course. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate that so much. And you mentioned about some more like you're into your sad girl music. I actually would like to do some more music that is a little bit more emotional and a little bit more personal. So you might get that from me a little bit in the future. But Ain't My Fault, I worked with a lovely producer called Lizelle. We worked on Shunt Eye together as well, so we already had that kind of relationship established and we knew what we both wanted from it and things. I wanted to create something that was kind of like just unapologetic, and I wanted to inspire confidence in people and just make them feel really great. Um, it's almost about like how you're untouchable and you're bringing out your femininity and everybody's drawn towards you, everybody's drawn towards your aura. I imagined, which I think I actually imagine quite a lot of my songs, I imagined people who are listening to listen to it when they're getting ready to go out, so that they're feeling like the best version of themselves, like a proper feel good anthem. Um, the recording process was so much fun for it as well. But yeah, that's kind of the inspiration behind the song.
Oh, I love the song. Well, the song is definitely playing when I'm getting ready or something like that. Especially when I was on break right now and I didn't have to like be stuffed with school and I could just like go out. So definitely this was my go-to song and definitely will be. Like I don't care, like always on repeat. So Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I like what you said about it, and also I'm excited about the emotional songs. Of course, I love them, but right now I'm in just state of mind where I love me some pop. I love me some funky stuff. So I was actually really excited to find out about a singer who does something like that, because usually right now people write about more emotional stuff, and it's sometimes really hard to listen to songs who are not, overplayed much and are actually like fun. So this was a great discovery for me.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. I love taking kind of inspiration from like early 2000s R&B and pop to make like proper feel good anthems. So yeah, I definitely want to experiment with loads of different vibes, but this is what I'm feeling right now. So yeah, it's been amazing making it.
Yeah, well, I'll be very excited, and I'm sure everyone who hears it as well too. So you've released 3 songs so far: Shouldn't I, Waiting on You, and now Ain't My Fault. And how do you think your sound evolved with each release?
Um, I think I'm learning more about myself as a person and as an artist as well with every single release. I think I have some clear influences in my music, and I think it's fun to pick little bits from each of the artists. I love stacking my vocals, which is something that people like Ariana Grande, Billie Eilish love to do as well. I think it just makes everything come together and it sounds amazing. But I've also been trying to discover a bit more about who I am, which has been really fun, but also scary as well. But I'm really determined to improve myself as an artist and as a songwriter as well. It's not something that I've done too much of in the past is songwriting. I've always been more of a vocalist. So I'm really trying to tap into that area and learn as much as I can from other people around me. So I've been doing lots of writing sessions with friends and things. So that's been really fun, just trying to open up a little bit with it, more personal stuff as well. So I'm hoping to really evolve that side. Yeah, I think my sound has evolved with every release. It's all kind of in the same region, but I feel as though even the production and like my vocal production, I feel like is improving with every release. And I'm learning more about myself as a vocalist as well. So it's been really fun.
No, definitely. I noticed the vocals, and it's honestly so awesome to see it again, because I don't really see it. Like not many people do that, and yeah, definitely hearing Ariana there. But also, I want to tell you that uh it's just so you, like you're so unique to your style and what you're doing, and I feel like you're very honest with whatever you're doing, whatever it's a melody or lyrics or vocals, so even though some people may compare you to Ariana, and I mean that's great comparison, like you would want to be compared to someone like that, but also I want to say that you're original and I can hear it, and I'm sure other people too. So yeah, just keep going, because I truly do love that. Like, I'm the kind of person who is trying to like process the song as a whole with lyrics and production and I don't know, instruments and everything. So I really do hear it very deeply. I am a pianist myself. I've been playing since I was 4, so I noticed that kind of stuff, and I can definitely hear it. So really, just keep going. And I know songwriting is obviously hard, but what does it look like to you? Like, do you start with melody first or lyrics, or is it different each time?
I think it can depend. So I've done some stuff where I have um written first without kind of a melody or a song in mind. But recently with the stuff I've released, um it's usually been I've worked with a producer on the kind of sound that I want to create, and then we'll go back and forth and create like a beat, and then I will work on doing melody passes over that, which is basically just kind of making sounds over a beat until you get something that you like. And then you can pick and choose bits from the recordings that you have, and then I'll usually write from that. But um, there has been times where I have done lyrics first and building around those, and I have been trying to also learn how to play the piano. I've not got very far with it, I'll admit, um, but it's something that I definitely want to experiment more with. Is I look at people who can play an instrument and I just think they're insanely talented, and I wish that I learned when I was younger. I feel like it's I love watching people on stage playing an instrument as well as singing. I went to a Madison Beer concert this year and she played piano whilst she was singing, and it just kind of ties everything together. And I love watching it, so it's definitely something that I want to do. But no, usually I start with a beat, do a melody over it, and then the lyrics come. But it can depend, definitely.
You know, it's never too late to start. I always say to myself. So yeah, just definitely do it. And if you need help, like I'm here, seriously. If you need,
Thank you.
I'm no
I'll
professional. I'm not doing it professionally, but I can help if you need someone. I'm there.
Thanks.
So, do you only write about yourself and your life, or do you find inspiration in other people, like your friends or people you just see around, or maybe movies or whatever?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting because as like a fangirl myself, I look at all of these artists and I kind of like analyze their lyrics and I try to put a picture in my head of what their life is like based on their songs, and I think we're all guilty of that. But then becoming an artist has made me realize that songs aren't necessarily all about that artist's particular experience. Um, so I had a session last week actually, with a friend of mine, and we made a song together and we wrote it together. And the inspiration from it came from her originally, and then we kind of brought in our own experiences into it and created a song based on that. So technically that inspiration didn't come from me. But I think it's really fun to draw experiences from people other than yourself. And I think that's what music is all about, is collaborating with people. I think there are times when you can make a song that's really, really personal to you on your own, and that's okay. But I do love bringing in other people into sessions and things because two two different experiences, two different heads is always better than one, and it's so much fun to bounce off of each other in that way. But yeah, I like to take my experiences into my music, but I think it's also fun to draw in on other people's experiences or even something that doesn't actually exist. I love the idea of doing like a concept album. Um, yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing it. I definitely like to hear songs who are not from the artist itself, but maybe uh, they are inspired from other people. So it's definitely interesting to hear your point of view from that. Because actually, whenever I spoke to someone, they usually said that it's easier for them to write a song about their personal experience, but hearing it from this point of view is actually pretty interesting. So thank you for sharing that. I really do appreciate when people can also be very empathetic towards other people and can write music from others' point of view.
Mm.
And when you mentioned that you're a fangirl and you love other artists, maybe can you share what other artists have influenced your style most, and how have they shaped you approach to making music and being an artist?
Yeah, so I am a massive fangirl, and I think that's why I have quite a good connection with the people who listen to my music as well. Um, because I am also them, just with other artists. So I grew up watching kind of YouTube videos and performances of all of my favorite artists. I would stay up late watching studio sessions, so learning how they make music. I used to watch all of Ariana Grande's studio sessions on how she just effortlessly stacked harmonies. And I thought it was incredible, and I knew that I wanted to do that as well. I think nobody can do it like her. She's insanely talented. Um, Tate McRae is also a big influence. I think she's kind of come onto the scene recently and become mainstream, but she's been writing for years. Um, I love that she's a dancer and that she's bringing back the like early 2000s vibes. It's very Britney, and I love that. I feel like I was channeling Tate McRae in my recent cover for Ain't My Fault. I was doing some crazy poses in that shoot. I loved it. And then Madison Beer as well is a huge, huge influence. I feel like she's really underrated. I feel like people underestimate her a lot. Um, and I would like to take some more inspiration from her in future projects. I really like her sound, and her songwriting is incredible as well. She has like really heartfelt lyrics, and I love how open she is.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I love when artists go to that kind of stage of being a fangirl or fanboy, and then they can understand more. I definitely see when that person loved someone and was a fan, or I don't know, had a fan page, or just like was a massive fan and went to concerts or whatever. I think they more understand when a fan is approaching them and when they want to interact with them. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's definitely a good quality to have. Yeah, how is it with your fans? Like, what do they mean to you? And I don't know, can you share maybe like an interesting story with a fan?
Um, Literally everything. I think I mean, I would be nothing without people who listen to my music and have a connection with it. Um, I I started by posting kind of covers on TikTok and Instagram of other songs, and a couple of people found me through that, and I connected with them. And there are a few people who have been with me from then, so before I'd even released anything. Um, I have had times where when I was releasing Shouldn't I, which was my first single, I shared it with them before I'd even kind of announced it, just because I felt like I already had quite a connection with them and they liked the way that um I did my covers and things. So I shared that with them and they loved it, and that was like amazing to hear that the first song that you're putting out, people already like it. Um, I actually, when I first started teasing Shouldn't I had a couple of people online, n- not necessarily hate comments, but just like some comments that I was like, oh, like people that didn't really like it. Which is completely fine. People aren't gonna Not everybody's gonna like your music. That's completely fine. But it does kind of dishearten you a little bit when you don't have many people that are listening to your music yet. But they would kind of come straight back and remind you that they really like it and they're excited to hear it and things like that. So I literally every single day I will talk to everybody. They'll reply to my story, and it's it's probably the most fun part is just kind of having a connection with somebody that you haven't even met before, and how deep of a connection you can have with people just through something like music. Um, yeah, I've got a group chat as well on Instagram, which is so much fun, where I share kind of exciting things before I've actually announced them, and we can just have chats. And yeah, it's lots of fun. I think there's about 50 of us in there now, which is crazy. If you'd have told me 6 months ago that I would have even 50 people that care enough to want to kind of speak to me every day is incredible. But yeah, they are everything in music, and I think I will never take it for granted that people want to speak to me and share their experiences with me and connect with my music.
Oh, thank you for sharing. That was very sweet. I also want to say that when um when you commented on my TikTok, and I already saw that you're very sweet and kind to everyone who just like took time to appreciate what you're doing. And definitely I just know you're gonna go far away with your kindness and kind heart, and we can clearly see it. I can clearly see it. And I'm sure all of your fans too. So thank you for being so kind, because people are not kind, and I'm sorry that you got hate comments, but hey, at least you know you're doing well and you're good at it, because I just don't think people hate on people unless they're jealous or they know that they wouldn't be able to share something like that, because it takes a lot of courage to actually put yourself out there and do something like that. I mean, I even felt like that with my podcast. I never ever thought that it would be possible for me to put myself out there and my voice and share some stuff that I did. So definitely you will be a big inspiration for other people as well.
Thank you so much. And I love your podcast. I think it is definitely scary to take a leap and do something that people can judge you for, but the only people that are going to judge you are people that would never have the confidence to do it themselves. So, yeah, definitely.
Yes, exactly. And thank you. And if we're talking about social media, how do you think it has impact on you and other artists as well? Like, of course, it has a good side and a bad side, but how do you approach all of it?
Yeah, I think that social media is a weird one. So it's got so many opportunities in it, but it is crazily oversaturated. So there are so many people posting on there every single day that want to be heard, not just in the music industry. Um, so it opens up so many doors, and there's so much opportunity in there to connect with people. I mean, that's how I've found the majority of the people that listen to my music. Um, it is a almost another full-time job managing your socials on top of doing your music, especially without any help from a team and things like that. Um, so it can be really difficult if it's not something that you like doing. Um, I I personally love doing social media, so I'm quite lucky in the fact that I enjoy making content and I enjoy putting it out, but I have a lot of appreciation for the people that hate doing that. So the artists that just kind of want to write and put it out there and don't want to have to make 10 TikToks about it every single day, because it can be hard, and a lot of the time people are releasing music that is really personal to them, and they don't necessarily want to kind of sell themselves on social media. So it it's a double-edged sword. I think it has so many opportunities, um, but it is also a difficult one to navigate, especially because it's so unpredictable. And if you get on the wrong side of TikTok or something like that, then you can definitely hear some comments and things that you don't want to hear. But I think it can be amazing. So yesterday, I there was it was very recently after I'd released Shouldn't I? And there was a girl on TikTok, and she makes kind of like beauty and lifestyle content. Um, and she made a video using a mascara on her TikTok, and she put Shouldn't I in the background of it. And this must have been in July time. And then last night, Kylie Cosmetics reposted it on their Instagram. So that was like a huge deal for me. I was kind of mind blown that Kylie Cosmetics had seen a video of my song in. And it was posted on their account with millions of followers, which is crazy. But I think what I took from that was the fact that anything can happen. So this girl who just put me in the background of her video, probably not thinking too much of it, has kind of snowballed back into something. And it's really important to learn from that and understand that people need to support small artists because they don't, like, nobody knows what can come from it. Something like that could help you blow up and be heard, and get so many more people just listening to your music, even if it is just in the back of a get ready with me. Um, so yeah, I'm really appreciative that people do support me in that way and do things like that because it can have such a huge impact. So yes, I feel like I've gone off tangent a bit there, but
No, I saw it and I was freaking out because that's huge. Like, I don't think people who like see small artists or like uh, work with them or are fans with them understand, but I did understand and I was like freaking out because it is huge and many people actually like notice the background sound or whatever and they're like, this is a cool song, and they can just like shazam it or something, and
yeah.
you already gain a new fan, so I am proud of you. Like, this is awesome. Yeah, and people don't even think about doing something like that and helping the artist, but actually it is a huge help. So I understand what you're coming from, and I was freaking out with you. Trust. um
I was actually at a Halloween party, so I was in I was just kind of sat at a party and then she gave me a message and she said, "Hi, you know that video that I posted a few months back? Well, Kylie Cosmetics has just reposted it." And I was like, "What?" So I went over and I saw it and I was kind of just freaking out at a Halloween party.
no, I would be freaking out too if I were you. Oh my god, talking about Halloween, what kind of costume did you have? You posted TikTok, but I just want you to say I was actually like giggling.
So I went as the Lorax and it was I I just thought it was hilarious. I love the film The Lorax. It's one of my favorite films, and I just thought it would be so funny if I dressed up as it because I've seen so many people dressing up, in the costume, and I think it's hilarious. But yeah, I had so much fun. But I um I had to paint my face orange, and I was so scared that it was going to stain, and I would just have to walk around being orange for the next like week. But it came off. Thank God, I am not orange.
That's amazing. Congrats. No, but when I saw that TikTok, I think you posted like an hour before we went here. And I was just like
Yeah.
scrolling through TikTok and I was like, who is this diva? And then I saw it was you and I was just like giggling. I showed my mom and she was like laughing so much because we also like love it so much. So we were just like, oh my god, this is so funny. And I was like, Mom, did you know like I'm gonna have conversation with this diva? And she was like, oh, wow, that's insane. Like, tell her I say hi and that she slayed it.
Thanks. Hi to your mum too.
I will. Um so yeah, thank you for sharing that. I even lost myself in this conversation. Sorry. I was just like so excited that because so many of my favorite artists went into like a sexy hot look, and then I saw someone being like actually in a costume and I was like, this is amazing. Like, I love when people are creative.
Yeah, I went as Cowboy Barbie last year, so it was a real switch up.
Oh my god, it is. Yeah. I wish in my country we celebrated Halloween like that, but we don't. So we have this like this weird thing. It's called dušičky in Slovakia
Okay.
here, where we basically I went today. We basically go to the cemetery and like take flowers and like think about our loved ones who passed away. So yeah, this is kind of thing we do. But yeah,
That's
I
nice
wish
though.
it is. But also, I don't like cemetery. Like, I'm trying not
Mm,
to think about death because it gives me so much anxiety. So, but yeah, I
yeah.
think it is sweet. But I wish we had something fun too. But also, I'm not really a social person. That's why I'm doing this because no, just like not really human.
Well,
But yeah,
you'll you'll have to come to England at some point, and we can have a Halloween party.
no, no, definitely I need to. I was just telling my friend the other day because she's from England, and I was like I want to go so bad, but since you are not in union anymore, I have to actually like have a passport to go there
Yeah.
because from the other countries I just need my ID, and the passport just got so expensive here. It's like 50 plus some tax. So yeah, I just need to like get this together when it will be a little lower, I hope, from next year. And then I'm definitely coming because I'm graduating high school next year, and I'm gonna have 4 months where I will just be doing absolutely nothing until college. So yeah, I definitely want to visit some places.
Yeah, that would be fun. Or maybe I'll do a show somewhere in Europe and you can come.
No, no, I was about to say, like, if you'll have a gig, I'll definitely want to be there.
Definitely, that'd be fun.
If we're talking about future, how do you envision your music evolving in the next few years? Or where do you see yourself in the next few years as an artist? Like, what's your big picture goal? I know it's a hard question, but what is your goal?
I think in terms of myself as an artist, I want to continue making more personal music and connecting with people as much as I can, but also making some pop girly bangers as well. Um, I think in 5 years' time, it's such a long time away, but also not. I would love to have maybe an album or two out for sure. And doing as many shows as I can. So maybe touring the UK, Europe, the rest of the world, possibly. Um, I really love performing and doing shows. It's my favorite part. So yeah, definitely just singing as much as I can and releasing tons of music and actually seeing the people who listen to my music, seeing their faces and seeing them sing my songs back to me would just be a dream. So yes, just as long as I get to sing, I'm happy.
No, I definitely see you there. Like in a year. Like seriously, if people just like if the algorithm was a little nicer, because it's not nice to a lot of people and I don't know why. Like sometimes I need to dig really deep to like find a small artist. So, I don't know, just the support system is really hard, I think. But if we try enough and you're very talented, so I'm sure you'll make it very far. Yeah, I just
Thank
can't wait
you.
for whatever's to come.
Me too. Hopefully lots more shows and making more music.
No, no, because when I saw your TikTok, I think you posted, I don't know how long ago, recently, and you showed like pictures of other people's tours, and you were like I hope this will be me one day, like people singing my songs back at me, like I was. I just got like so emotional because I know how much it means to a lot of people when I talk to them. So Um, I don't know. I just want to encourage you that it will happen. Like I just see you out there. you know? So yeah,
Mm.
you're doing just so great. And when I was on your live stream a few days ago, and you were just so great, like seriously, like you have such a good voice. Like I was enjoying it so much.
Thank you. Yeah, that's something that I've done, I think only twice now. Um, but it's been so much fun. I because I do singing, like cover gigs as well as doing my own music. So I haven't done live streams before, but I just kind of thought why not? And it gives everyone a chance to see a little bit a different side to me and singing some of the songs that I might not usually sing. So yeah, that was really fun. And thank you for coming along to it.
No, no, it was truly amazing. And if we're talking about gigs, like, did you have like a bigger one or like your favorite one? And can you share like your favorite memory from it?
From an artist that I've seen.
No, you did.
Oh, okay. Um, I did a gig in summer, which was so much fun, and it was for my baby cousin. He's got quite a few disabilities, so we were raising money for him, to be able to get a piece of equipment that would help him to walk. So we basically just set up a big festival, and we invited everybody, and we did tons of like games and loads of music. It was the first time that I had sang my songs live, so that was really special. But that was so much fun, um, and it was really special as well because it was for such something that was so close to me. So yeah, I would definitely say that one.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, thank you for sharing this. I'm sure it was a wonderful time, especially for someone so close to you. So, yeah, thank you for sharing. If you weren't making music, what do you think you'd be doing?
I think I would either be doing probably social media marketing in some way, because I'm chronically online, so it would probably be quite a good fit for me. Um, or probably going back to theatre. So, um, obviously I've grown up in theatre, but I also did a degree in it, and in that I did costume design and making. So I designed a lot of the costumes for productions that we would do, and I also made them. So I would probably go back to doing something like that, or maybe acting in theatre again. Um, yeah, probably one of those.
So something creative. I get it. If someone
Oh
asked
yeah,
me a
definitely.
question like that, I would also answer something like that. But yeah, social media marketing, yeah, is a great. I mean, I love doing it so much. I have so much fun with it also. And I wanted to ask this question, but I forgot. But if we're talking about like social media and like managing it and like content, like how do you come up with the content? Like, of course, some inspiration from like trends, but also I saw a lot of original content from you, and I don't see it much from artists. Usually they just like take it from someone else, but you're very original in that. So, how do you come up with such a things?
Thank you. I have met quite a few other artists and things through social media, so we will kind of bounce ideas off of each other and take inspiration from each other, which is really fun. But I do tend to just post whatever I'm thinking in the moment. Um, I try to record as much as I can. I think anytime I can, I've got my phone out and I'm trying to just like get bits of content and things because you never know um what might do well. I sometimes have like a brainstorm and sit down and think, okay, well, what do I think I could do? But a lot of the time it is kind of just It's a bit of a guessing game, I feel like, with social media. Like something that you think could not do well at all, blows up. So I think you just kind of have to post whatever you want. Um, Sometimes it'll do terribly, but I think one thing one thing that I always stick by is that if it does terribly and it only gets 100, 200 views, it doesn't matter. Like you can delete it. You can just leave it. Only 100, 200 people saw it. It's not as if like people are going to look at it and think, "Oh, that did really badly. That's embarrassing." Like nobody cares. So I think just post whatever you want. And if it doesn't blow up, then it's fine. You can delete it. You could keep it up there. Just I feel like just do what you want. You have to stop thinking about what other people are gonna think because yeah, why not?
Oh, I just love this mindset because whenever I talk with someone, especially like small artists, and I have this one friend, I can maybe mention her name after this, but I don't want to bring it up if she isn't comfortable with it. But she's been struggling with like posting and social media and stuff, and it's been pretty hard on her. And
Hmm.
I try to always kind of tell her like it's okay, like nobody cares that if it doesn't go well. I don't check numbers, to be honest. I just enjoy the video, repost it. I'm also pretty much chronically online, but I like to see someone who's just like so honest with whatever they do. So thank you for saying it. I actually think the same. And I don't know, I'm just gonna like cut this part and send it to her and be like, do you hear it? Like seriously, like it's not that serious. Like it's gonna be okay. But I also understand it's pretty frustrating when things don't go your way, even though you're trying so hard, but you can get there slowly. So yeah, definitely thank you for saying it. Honestly, I couldn't be more grateful. I am so just happy that someone actually mentioned what I was thinking for a longer time.
Yeah, I think it can be really daunting to post something for people to be able to judge you on it, but you you have to, otherwise nobody will hear it. So definitely, she she should definitely just do whatever she wants to do.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Mm, what's the weirdest or more most unexpected place you found inspiration for a song?
Um, I think, like I said earlier, not all songs need to be exactly about what an artist has experienced. A lot of it can even just be made up sometimes. I try to write about my personal experiences as much as I can. I think one um inspiration which people probably wouldn't realize is about shouldn't I. So when I wrote that originally, my main inspiration for it was about my relationship to like clubbing and going out. Which when you first listen to it, you wouldn't think that it was. You would think that it was just about a person. But if you listen to the lyrics, you can kind of hear little bits of inspiration. So it was written about basically I feel like I'm such a homebody. And I enjoy going out and clubbing and going out drinking and dancing with my friends. Um, but I also sometimes feel like I I don't want to drink because it makes me just feel rubbish, or I will be out and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go home now, but everybody else is out and I just want to go home and I feel boring. Um, but I I took inspiration from like those sorts of feelings about almost kind of a toxic relationship between whether I should go out and maybe do something that I don't really want to do, or whether I should stay home and be called boring for just wanting to be at home and watch TV instead of going out. So yeah, I think that's a little bit of an unexpected little fact for you about a song, which you wouldn't think that it took some inspiration from. But I think if you do go back and listen and read the lyrics, you will see little Easter eggs of where that comes in.
Oh, okay. I'm definitely doing that after that because I didn't think of it at all. And it's definitely interesting. That's why I love when artists go deep down their songs because it sometimes you don't even think about something in the song and they just can like point it out, and it definitely has other meaning. So thank you for saying that. I'm definitely looking back, and everyone should too who's listening to it, because yeah, I relate because um yeah, as I said, I didn't really decide whenever I'm extroverted or introverted. It really depends on the
Yeah.
day and how I'm feeling. But yeah, sometimes when I'm out and I'm feeling really weird when I don't do stuff, or I don't want to do stuff my friends do, and then I'm kind of forced to do so. So thank you for saying it. And if we're talking about this topic, like, do you have any more like hidden things in your songs that you want to share?
Um, don't know if there are any other hidden things in there. I think a lot of my songs can sound like they're just kind of about a person, but they're not necessarily about people. They're sometimes just about like experiences that I've had. I'm trying to think about my writing process for Ain't My Fault and if there was anything kind of I think I was really, like I said earlier, I was picturing a person. It's almost kind of the opposite to Shouldn't I, whereas Shouldn't I is very much kind of questioning and reserved and unsure, whereas Ain't My Fault, I'm imagining somebody in the center of a dance floor, like feeling themselves like with their friends. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like a juxtaposition of those songs, which is interesting because they are both personal experiences, but it goes back to, like you said, you can't decide whether you're an introvert or an extrovert on some days, and I'm exactly the same. A lot of people say to me, "You're an introverted extrovert," because I I do so many extroverted things. Like I'll post myself online, I'll go out and sing in front of hundreds of people, but I'm not as confident as you would think somebody who does that is. Um, I think it's really difficult to put yourself in such a vulnerable position online and in person. So, um, I would definitely say, like, I'm an introverted extrovert, rather than somebody that I think I sometimes come across as, which is very confident and outgoing. Yeah, I love my time to myself as well as being out with friends and things.
Yeah, I can totally relate when you said Um, when you said that, because I honestly am the same, and I feel a lot of people can also relate. I think it also depends on the situation. Like sometimes we are forced to be introverted because we are learned to be quiet sometimes, and we are taught to not speak our minds about some topics because it's not socially acceptable or whatever. How do you feel about speaking up about important topics, not just on social media, but like in general? And how do you think it can impact your music and you as an artist?
Yeah, I think it can be difficult, especially in the industry that I am in. I think it's so important to speak up. Um, and I'm trying to relate to personal experiences here. I think for me, in when I'm doing my shows and I'm doing um my gigs, it can sometimes be difficult as a young female in that industry. A lot of people who do the job that I do are men, so men that go out and do the gigs every weekend, and they are often listened to a lot more than a young woman is. Um, I think it's important to set boundaries. So there's been countless times where you'll have people coming up to you and behaving in a way that they shouldn't, and I think it's so important to speak up and make sure that you set your boundaries, and say if you're not comfortable with something, um, and also speak up on anything that you see as an issue. Because if you've got the platform, even if it's not a huge platform to do so, I think it's really important to still do that as much as you can, and speak up for what's right. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning the fact that women are mostly not listened to when they're sharing their opinion because first they women, and a lot of people argue with that. I mean, obviously it is maybe kind of better than it was before, but also on the other hand, I think not even not only men but also some women, just people in general, have more space to argue with you and put women down because of social media, obviously, and that you can create a fake account and a fake name and a fake picture, and you feel more confident because it is actually not you. But you look like such a hypocrite if you do that, from my point of view. Like, if you want to speak your mind, just please do. But also, yeah, attacking and like also the fact that women just have to put themselves out there and do all these eras and do an amazing show, because if they just stand there and sing, they are boring. But if men do that, then it's awesome and they're so talented, and you can see how their voice is enough. But when a woman does the same, it's not enough, and she needs to, I don't know, sing and then dance and also play on millions of instruments, and that also is not enough because she's just trying too hard. So it really is very hard to put yourself out there. And yeah, I think it's important to talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. I think we need to get out of this reinventing yourself for every era. As women, I think we need to not need we don't need to have a new era for every album that drops. I think we need to people need to understand that just who we are can be enough.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you for bringing that up. I think it's actually a pretty good topic to talk about. I could talk about it for hours. I'm honestly such a person to just like share this, and a lot of people are mad about it that I talk about it. I mean, even in class, there are men who just don't appreciate how opinionated and loud I am, but I don't really care because I feel like it is important to talk about it. That's why I'm doing the stuff I'm doing, and I really do appreciate when a female artist talk about it, and I will forever and ever and ever stand behind them. So thank you.
Thank you.
When you're not working on music, what's something you love to do to unwind or have fun?
Ooh, um, I I don't know if you know this about me. I do aerial, which I'll explain for people who don't know what that is. But I grew up doing gymnastics. Um, and then in recent years, I think about a year ago, I decided to take up aerial, which is um almost like acrobatics, gymnastics on hoops and silks. So think like circusy kind of things, but not quite. So I love doing that. It's so much fun. It helps me keep active as well. But I love to be able to channel that like gymnastics and dance vibes of what I did growing up. So I do that every week, which is so much fun. I'm not brilliant at it, but I'm definitely getting better. Um, and then yeah, just singing as much as I can. I actually did um in the release week for Ain't My Fault, we did a bunch of like activities and things. So I did loads of live streams and things like that. And on one of them, I went live and we played, I don't know if you know it, it's called Dress to Impress on
Yeah, I
Roblox.
love that game.
And I saw it because Madison Beer did like a Twitch live stream of it. So I did that. And it was so much fun. It's such a silly game, but I'm literally obsessed with it. So we played that on a live stream. So I got to like play with um everybody that listens to my music, people who wanted to come along and stuff, and that was so much fun. So yeah, that was good.
Oh my god, I love that game. I wish I was there honestly, because yeah, I also like discovered it because of Madison and like what she did. So it's so fun. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw. I hope you'll do it again sometime soon. That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, that would be fun. I should definitely do it again.
So, what are your plans for? I don't know. I think we're gonna be talking next year because it's already November. Like, are you planning on doing a project or something like that? Of course, if you don't want to share, you don't have to.
No, definitely. Um, I think definitely next year is when new music will come. I thought about doing another release this year, but it's a bit of a weird time. I feel like if I was going to release anything going into the end of the year now, it would be Christmassy. Um, but I don't think anything Christmassy will come this year. Maybe just like a little cover on YouTube or something might be fun as a little project to do. But no, early next year, I am hoping to release some more music and then um I'll tell you a little bit about a couple of the projects that I've got coming up because they're super exciting. So, I'm going to hopefully be doing a live session at BBC on next Thursday. So we're going to be doing like a live session and interview. So there'll be live versions of a couple of my songs, which will be really fun. Which I'm gonna announce super soon. So that's really exciting. We're gonna get some live versions of my songs and also a little radio interview, which is a first for me. So definitely really excited about that. And then early next year as well, I'm gonna do a little bit of a show. I wouldn't call it like a proper show, but maybe I'm just bringing myself down. It is a show. I'm gonna be doing like my songs in it, and then also tons of covers of like artists that I love, things like that. So that's gonna be coming in February, hopefully. More news to come soon. But yeah, that's really, really exciting. And then I'm hoping come summer I'll be able to do some proper like, headline shows with support artists and things like that. So lots and lots in the works, and then just more and more music, hopefully.
Wow, congratulations. That's amazing. So, it will be probably already out there when this podcast comes out, so definitely I'll be sharing on my socials as well. Wow, that's awesome. So you're doing a show in February.
Yeah.
Well, we can definitely call it a show. Like, is it around your area?
Yes, so it's going to be in a place called Pontefract. I'm going to share more details super soon on my socials. but it's gonna be on an evening and we're just gonna have a get together and sing a load of songs that I know we all love from genres similar to mine, and then also loads of songs of mine as well. So, yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be 13th of February, which is Galentine's. So I'm going to try and get everybody to come in some pink. Um, yeah, it'll be really fun.
That's so exciting. You know, honestly, I'm this close to just like get my passport done and like go because it will be a month away from my birthday because my birthday is March 14th. So it will be basically like my birthday kind of gift. Yeah, I will definitely try to do something with that. Um yes. Okay. I need to think about it because that would be just so fun. And also, I have exams after that, in a month. So also, it could be like a pre-celebration of doing it. I don't know. So yeah,
How
definitely.
exciting. Maybe see you there.
Yes, maybe. I don't know. I'll keep you updated. But yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, you know, I can maybe get that passport in December and just like figure myself out, you know. I'll definitely think about it if the tickets go on sale. Yes, thank you. Yeah, at least you know I have inspiration to do my passport and get it done. So yeah, I'll also post
Fun.
the link so people can get the tickets if they want to go. So yeah, just check it. That's amazing. Honestly, I'm excited and I'm not even sure if I'm going there, but I'm sure it'll be amazing. Do you know like what kind of covers do you want to sing? Like do you have a set list yet or no?
I've been putting together a bit of a set list. So I'm gonna do a few like Sabrina Carpenter songs, Madison Beer songs, a couple of kind of like older classics as well, bit of Taylor Swift, yeah, and then obviously my songs as well. But yeah, I think it'll be a little bit different. It's not going to be the same as like a usual gig where it's just my music, but I don't have tons out there yet, and I want it to be a good night of like celebrating all the artists that I love as well. So yeah, it'll be really fun. But if you can't make it, hopefully there'll be some headline shows in summer that you can come to as well.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'll definitely be at something like that determined to just like go because I'll have plenty of time, you know. So yeah, definitely. And if anyone can come, I know a lot of people from UK, so I'm sure they would love to come for sure.
Yeah.
So if we share that, they will definitely come. Do you know the capacity of the place?
I think it's probably I don't know, but it's probably about 100.
That's amazing. I'm sure we can get I by the time you'll do amazing stuff. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
Thank you. I
Hmm.
am too.
And the last question I have for you, and I have this for I'm giving this to everyone because maybe if someone comes across this and likes this and is a small artist or is trying to pursue their music career, is there something you want to share to these people? Maybe give advice who is just starting out in the music industry and looking to release their first song or songs in general?
Yeah. I think the first thing is to just make sure that your music is authentic to you. So make sure it's something that you're proud of and really own it, because you probably will get people coming in asking you questions about it, maybe friends and family, and you can't shy away from it. You need to own it and be proud of what you're making. So I think definitely make something that you will want to listen to. And then secondly, which a little bit more boring, but make sure that you do as much research as you can. speak to other people in the industry and learn as much as you can about all of the areas about how people write and record and mix and master and all of the other bits that come into making it. Um, and then some of the more boring legal parts like royalty splits and rights, because you need to make sure that you're definitely educating yourself as much as you can going into that industry, because unfortunately there are some people that can take advantage of you. So you need to make sure that you educate yourself as much as you can, but most importantly, just make sure that you make music that you're proud of and that's authentic to you.
Thank you. I'm sure a lot of people are very inspired and are looking forward to whatever you're doing. And also, this was very kind to say. So thank you. And it was so lovely to have you here. We did over an hour. Like, that's amazing. Like, it happened like once only with other artists, and you're like the person I didn't know before much, so I knew these people, two actually people who I did over an hour, and we knew each other like very well. So this is amazing, and you're such a kind human, and I hope we can do this again soon when something bigger comes out.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been so much fun. I've literally loved chatting to you. But yes, let's definitely please do it again because yeah, I've had so much fun.
Yeah, I'm so excited. You're very intelligent and well spoken, and we are all rooting for you. And I just hope you just keep going because it truly is very inspiring, and you're such an inspiring person and kind. And yeah, looking forward next time. I'm taking your word.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so this was all for today. I hope everyone enjoyed listening to this, and see you next week, hopefully. So, bye.
Thank you. Bye.